Hello, hello. Not quite 5 minutes, as is my usual. However, I don't give a shit. Oh, no, wrong scene. Hello. There we go. Hello. It's been a week? I hope you were all doing well. Last time, we went through All Saints Week, did a few roulettes, got fucking blocked in Guild Wars 2. Very fun. I have made some progress in leveling up that mastery. Not finished it though, but I got some progress. You see, goodness, I map completed the one where you can fight the two titans in the world event. I forget the name of the map. And I did that event again, and I map completed it, and I ran around a little bit, and I only got to like 75%, and I was just kind of over it, and I haven't gone back yet. So here's hoping I get back to that at some point. But hey ho, we may be at the beginning of another start of Path of Fire moment where I just walk away for 2 years. But you know, Visions of Eternity came out 2 days ago, right? It came out on the 28th, so I don't know. I should probably get back to it. But today, I'd like to get through as much of the Summoner as I can. I don't remember a lot about it, but the few things I do remember about it, I'm interested to see how that's going to work mechanically, given the nature of the changes that have hit Summoner in the meantime. But, I'm excited. We'll see. There's absolutely no way in hell I'm finishing the entirety of it in the 4 hours and 20-ish minutes I have. It's just not happening with a starter class like this. I hate to say it, but we can still try and get as far as we can. Or who knows, maybe it'll be really brief and easy, because Summoner does have, like, crazy fucking burst damage. Although I do need to, before I can get started, I have to take off my job. Oh no, my hat. Oh, this is terrible. Oh no. But no. I don't think there's really any further ado. Why did it get rid of my carbuncle? I guess I did change job, it makes sense. Oh no, this is fucked up too. Anyway, without any further ado, I would like my hat back. Greetings, Arndel. It is well you have come, for we have an intriguing matter to discuss. A request has come to our guild from the Scions of Saint Koinak. Oh no. The Sons of Saint Koinak, an organization of some of the finest minds in Eorzea, and they have asked for you by name. It appears that the research that the Sons are currently conducting would benefit from the assistance of an Arcanist, specifically one who has had the tempering experience of defeating the Primal Ifrit. Though I must admit to some curiosity as to how the scholars knew the extent of your heroic exploits, I suppose the source of their knowledge is of little relevance. If you would answer this request, then you will find your contact, a researcher by the name Ymithra, at Apakulu Falls. No? Oh man, I usually know how to pronounce that. In the nation of Gridania. I don't even have teleport on my bar. Help. Open that. As long as I don't have to fight anything, we'll be fine. I could have teleported there. Damn. But I've been playing a little more 14 off stream. Not a ton, but a bit. But yeah, a lot of my non-stream time has been going into working on D&D and Wolfenstein. It's kind of going back and forth. You are Intel Malfriend, I assume. Well met, and thank you for coming. My name, as you have obviously surmised, is Wait. I think it's Mitra. No, it can't be because the R is at the end. I'm adding an R. Yamitra. Oh no. I am a member of the Sons of Saint Quinnock. Ours is a Charlian order that seeks the lost knowledge of the Allegan Empire. And in that regard, we have recently made a singularly important discovery at our dig site in Mordona. We salvaged from the ruins a set of ancient texts describing the existence of a sect of Allegan mages known as Summoners. These were arcane practitioners said to have the ability to siphon the essences of the primals and manifest the stolen energy as a biddable ally known as an Edgy. Should we succeed in resurrecting such acts, then we might well hold in our hands the power to bring this age of conflict to an end. There is, however, as there always must be, one monumental obstacle to realizing this reality. In order to manifest these obedient incarnations of the Beastmen's savage deities, one must first defeat a primal and capture its etheric essence. Thus, only one who can boast such a daunting achievement under his belt may even begin on the path to becoming a summoner. You understand now why I called upon you. If you wish to contribute to my research, then come to me in the west of Brigot Strike in southern Thanalan. There we shall conduct a ritual of summoning, the Austerities of Flame. I don't even have a job stone yet. Also, I have no attacks. I have no weapon skills equipped on account of the fact that, like, this is a hotbar class. Why are you doing this to me? Just in preparation. I have so much eye level, I can probably get away with this using Ruin. Yeah, I went over it. Shit. Yeah, that'll be good. That's fine. Greetings to you once more, Arntel. I had a feeling this unique opportunity would be nigh impossible for you to ignore. Let us proceed directly to the ritual, shall we? According to the records we received, the summoners of old would perform these rites in a land in which the naturally dominant element matched the aspect of the avatar they wish to call forth. Only in such a place might one sufficiently shift one's etheric balance in the desired direction. The element of fire is especially strong here in the Segoli Desert. I can think of no land more fitting in which to summon an incarnation of the Lord of the Inferno. Before we begin, I must insist that you accept this gem. It may appear of little worth, but within its faceted depths dwell the memories of long deceased summoners. Now you must focus. Visualize the aether flowing through you, a vibrant current of energy transforming into living fire. Hold this image in your mind, and the raging heat of your life force shall spawn an Edgy wreathed in flames. Be aware, however, that this nascent entity will appear before you unbound and hostile. It is your charge to overpower the avatar and establish yourself as its master. The path of the summoner is naught if not fraught with peril. I'm gonna span Ruin at you, and hopefully everything will turn out fine. we're low enough level that actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I also have Physic. We got this. Boom. Oh yeah. That's the good shit. All I need are these 2 spells. This is power. I'm not even gonna lie. I do kind of wish that there were hard modes. Because if I'm being so honest right now, why is this a thing I can do? I know I'm in turbo good gear that you would never have at level 34, or level 30 even when you're doing this quest. But like, I actually just completed that by spamming Ruin and Physic. Like, come on. Come on. Anyway, off my bar now. I'll get that back down. Most impressive, Arentel. The Fireborn Edgy has submitted to your will. You have mastered the austerities of flame, and that is no small feat. Pray let us return to Apkalu, there we go, falls. Wait. Wait. It's that Frank Sinatra song, that like... Hang on. There's a line in... I can't play the fucking song. Damn, okay, I'll... Anyway. That we might further discuss your achievement. And because, like, I'm trying to retrieve the information, my brain refuses to fucking fetch it. You love to see it. Disobedient ass ram. I just got it, and it isn't the pronunciation I was looking for. And it's gone again. God damn it. Well, I appreciate that I had it long enough to confirm the data. Thank you, Brain. Very cool. Appreciate that. No. Acapulco, which isn't like this. This is a truly monumentous occasion. You have rescued the lost art of summoning from the grasping mire of forgotten history. But you must know more of the avatar you have bound. In the ancient tongue of the Elgin Empire, it would be known as Ifrit Edgy, where Edgy translates approximately to pure or the essence of. In short, you have tamed a willful manifestation of Ifrit's raging flames. As you might expect from an entity born of the Lord of the Inferno, this avatar and its capacity for destruction should serve you well in your battles to come. With such an ally at your command, it is not too soon to take upon yourself the title of Summoner. You have proven yourself more than worthy of the soul crystal you now possess. Yet, be that as may, the road before you is long and arduous. If you would triumph in this age of conflict, you must needs master more than just the edge of fire. I suggest you next fix your gaze upon claiming a servant of unyielding stone. You once seized victory against the primal titan, did you not? Though I admit I am eager to progress directly to the auspices of Earth, we must be careful not to overtax your reserves of strength. Rest well and spend some time to grow accustomed to your newfound abilities. Once you feel prepared to continue with our historic research, you will find me here awaiting your arrival with barely constrained impatience. I would like to equip the Jobstone now. Thank you. Yo, I can summon Ifrit now. That's fucking crazy. Wait. DPS. Wrong one. This one. This one. Sorry, caffeine has not hit me yet. Oh yeah, okay. I'm bringing you along for something real quick. Because I just thought of it and I will forget again before I have a chance to change it. So, when did I get? Oh, that's right. It was Golden Saucer. Where is it? Is it under General? Nope, it's not Pay Respects. It's the one you get. It's the shush emote you get for finishing Shadowbringers. There it is. That's easy. Alright, so this one I want to why does that work? I guess / master volume is mutes. It does. I wrote this fucking macro. Why am I surprised by its functionality anyway? Mycon emote shush, right? I think? Oh, no. Right? No. No, I fucked it up. Oh! Emote goes after name. Okay. Eh. Oh, shit. Emote. There we go. So, this serves a dual purpose, because now I can use this for slide casting, because I have an emote on my bar. Case in point. Andy. Of course, I have all these emotes, but like, why would I be looking over here? Anyway. Titan's essence infuses your aura, Arantel. I foresee no further obstacles for preventing us from attempting the next ritual. Shall we proceed with the auspices of Earth? I have every confidence that you will succeed in binding Titan energy to your will. According to my research, the most suitable location for the ritual is a place found to the southwest of Alder Springs in the North Shroud, a heretofore buried layer of ancient rock exposed by the violent upheavals of the Calamity has lent the surrounding area an overwhelming earthen aspect. The conditions will be perfect. I will await you at your destination, or at our destination, Arantel. Okay. You know what? This is, in fact, Seraph, so fuck it. The queue's not gonna pop. And if it does pop, I'm not changing job. It'll be funny. When where... Nope. This number is as long as my stream is from this point on. I love Seraph. It's so... I love being on Dynamis. On one hand, it's how I got a house, and on the other hand, I hope next expansion is a bombshell. It's so fucking good. The ritual you are about to perform is essentially no different from the Auspices of Flame. Instead of fire, however, you will be concentrating on shifting your etheric balance towards the spectrum of Earth. Once you have achieved the required state of Earthen affinity, the Primal's captured essence will tumble forth and coalesce into the stony form of Titan Neji. As before, you must demonstrate unflinching authority if you would convince the newborn avatar to heed your commands. Let us begin. Are you fucking... Okay, that makes sense, actually. Fine. Fine. You've ruined the bit. But whatever. It makes sense, I guess. Mechanically, it actually makes a lot of sense because, like, of the way it handles instances. But still... I have not played low level. Why can't I? Oh, I have to do this. Nope, that. Why? Oh, now I. Why do I have all of them about? Oh, because I. Sorry, I'm losing my touch of reality, it's fine. I very rarely play Summoner at all, can you tell? You got this, Ymetra. I believe in you. You're doing great, sweetie. Oh, well done, Arentel. I come in search of Allagan relics, and what do I find but a pair of incompetent dabblers? By what jest of fate did you come across such undeserved power? And who might you be, sir, to so boldly question our accomplishments? If you have indeed unlocked the secrets of summoning, then you must be in possession of the very treasure I seek. How terribly convenient. I need only slay you both and take what I need from your bloody corpses. Yo, Ifrit, gods below, a summoner, but how? Cease your infantile prattle. The continuation of my divine work far outweighs the worth of your pitiful lives. Do you know who I am? Back in my day, Summoner was a dock job. Part of me misses Old Summoner, because Old Summoner was very cool. But, like, I don't know, man. New Summoner is very flashy. I think New Summoner is a lot more interesting but it lacks engagement. There's also a huge, like a massive issue with Summoner, which is that Summoner does not feel like a complete class until you're over halfway done with Endwalker. Why do you struggle so? Your unwillingness to accept oblivion, but delays the inevitable. Heed me, Avatar of Infernal Flame, incinerate these fools in all-consuming hellfire. Titan Edgy. Oh, the deep recesses of my mind. What? Feel nature's fury, you vile blackguard. I tire of this childish game. Thank your gods for granting you another day of miserable existence. He's gone. What a decidedly unpleasant fellow. Appreciate it, Titan. Very cool. Anyway, so Summoner just does not feel like a complete job until I believe, I want to say it's 86. I genuinely don't know. Actually, it's this one. So Astral. Yeah, it's gotta be Astral Flow. What level do you get that? You know, like, it can't be Astral Flow then, because unless they changed it. Maybe they changed it. If they changed it, then, like, my point is completely fucking moot. And it was only a problem during Endwalker. Nah, man, I think Astral Flow only gives you Death Flare, which is at 60. It's not until... Yeah, here it is. Yeah, so Summoner does not feel complete until level 86. Because that's when you get their primary weave, and it just the rotation feels empty as fuck until you have Elemental Mastery. Nothing here is tanky enough to show it. But when you use a summon skill, and you use the Gem Shine or the AoE version, then this becomes a weave, usually, or it becomes a like secondary effect. And just Summoner feels fucking empty without it. It's genuinely insane. And it just is a beautiful example of how, like, most jobs don't feel complete by 50, when they kinda should be. Dragoon, of course, being the worst example of this, where Dragoon feels actually... I'm excited to play through the Dragoon quests to see when they feel complete. Because Dragoon used to be the worst example, but it might be Summoner now, because 86 is just so fucking high. I think Dragoon is still somewhere, it's like 70 something, I want to say. Which is barely any better, but it is better. Well, I suggest we return to Apkalu Falls. I have no desire to linger here and chance another encounter with whomever that deranged mage was. Like, I want to say that Ninja is one of the only jobs that feels reasonably, like, fun at 50. At this point. Gunbreaker is okay, I think. Dark Knight is tolerable. None of the tank jobs are awful, but I don't think that that warrior feels like a warrior until 52. Or whatever level you get intuition at. Or is it intuition? I forget what the name of pre-bloodletting is, but pre-bloodletting is when warrior really starts to feel like warrior. Most of the healers are fine, but that's mainly because healers are so flat that it's like, eh. Like, I think White Mage needs the lilies, but like Scholar has Selene right off bat, Astrologian has cards right off bat, and Sage has the Adder's Gall right off bat. So it's like, or no. I'm pretty sure it's Adder's Gall, and then the weapon ones or the Toxicon charts are called something else. So like all the healers are online immediately, but also the healers have like not much to work with in general. So yeah. I must say I did not expect to meet another practitioner of these summoning arts, and I also did not expect to be suddenly fighting for my life. What precious treasure do we carry that this callous stranger was so willing to kill us to possess it? Such mysteries aside, I am most glad you were able to secure Titan Edgy before the summoner decided to unleash his fiery avatar. Without its protection, I doubt we would have survived that conflagration. The Edgy of Earth, as was so aptly demonstrated, is not a force to be trifled with. You should certainly take the time to explore its capabilities, as well as its limitations. Be careful, however, not to neglect other magics at your disposal. Meanwhile, I shall confer with my colleagues in the Sons of Saint Koinak and see what I might learn of that hostile summoner. We shall meet anon. I can summon Titan now. How fared you with your training, Arntel? For my part, I had some success in uncovering the identity of our mysterious attacker. We knew that our assailant was capable of summoning Ifrit Edgy, so I pursued the records of past expeditions for those who claimed to have triumphed against the Lord of the Inferno. Of these victorious primal hunters, there were 8 names listed as present whereabouts unknown. After eliminating unlikely candidates based on race and gender, I was left with but a single name, Tristan. Assuming the records are accurate, this here was once registered as a soldier in the Immortal Flames. As to how the man came by his skill as a summoner, or why he sought to kill us, however, I remain woefully ignorant. Nevertheless, I have witnessed him use the art of summoning for casual brutality, and that I cannot commit. I cannot... No, that can't be right. Really? I cannot... Countenance can also mean support. Huh. That's interesting. This power should never be employed for the sake of tyranny or personal gain. It was meant to oppose such evils. It is our responsibility to bring this Tristan to justice. Should we stand idle, his reprehensible actions could very well stain the good name of future summoners who have yet to answer their calling. The art itself could be outlawed, the very mention of it taboo. Now, through my inquiries, I was able to determine that a war comrade from Tristan's days in the military resides in Little Alamigo. I ask that you pay a visit to this former soldier and learn what he knows of our callous villain. No, I don't want to be in Mordota. I want to be in fucking Thanalan, you motherfucker. I'm feeling up. It was down. Okay. Going down. Well. Seems like Tristan wasn't telling tall tales after all. He said I could expect some primal adult Sod to show up and start asking questions. Why don't you stay here and play with some friends of mine? I've a message to deliver. He's all yours, laddies. Oh, you poor fools. Oh, no, shit. Hang on. Poke. I feel like I'm missing a bead. Oh, there it is. Beautiful. Anyway. We aren't there yet. We aren't there yet. I've already talked about it, so it barely matters. But, man, I really hope we get 3 new summons next expansion. There's such an easy way to explain how it works. But no, chances are we're just gonna get a trait that turns normal Bahamut into lunar Bahamut with like a potency increase, and like they'll add a double weave. No, because you already have a double weave with Necrothise. I don't even know, man. Lunar Bahamut. So the rotation will become Solar Bahamut, Lunar Bahamut, Phoenix, and then like maybe they'll like change the summons into like some other variant of like Titan Prime or fucking Titan Eden, but no, because we don't fight. No, you know there, and then like Garuda Eden and Ifrit Eden, or maybe they'll add a 4th layer to this, so that like it'll go like Solar Bahamut, then it'll go Bahamut, then it'll go Phoenix. And then it'll be, what's his name? The brain says Rakshasa, and the rest of the brain knows that that's wrong. But it's the combined form that's in Eden and is a reference to 5, I think? Final Fantasy 5, I want to say? It might be 4. No, it's not 4. It might be 3. I want to say it's 5. Same one where like Sephiroth and Sophia and Kefka come from. Is Kefka? I'm not looking it up. I'm not looking it up. We're not doing this right now. You were set upon. The Fiend is one step ahead of us. I wager 10 years of dig site findings that Tristan warned his old allies long before you set foot in that settlement. They thought you one of the tempered, a mortal enthralled to a primal's will. And in addition to being ruthless, it appears that our opponent is highly intelligent and not quite as deranged as I first assumed. Such a level of planning hints at the existence of some greater scheme, but that is still all we know. For the moment, we must be content with the knowledge that he perceives us as a threat and is aware of our efforts to track him. Speaking of which, you did exceedingly well to survive the trap into which I blithely sent you. I must apologize for my carelessness. I will not underestimate this man again. On a happier note, however, my efforts to decipher elegant texts proceed apace. Here, you must read this. With your skills already tried and tested against the edgy, you should have little difficulty in mastering a secondary summoning technique such as this. Let us put this day's disaster behind us and focus on the wonders that lie ahead. Greetings, Arntel. Though it is good to see you, I'm afraid I've yet to ascertain Tristan's ultimate objective. I only know that he is cunning and brutal, and I will stop at nothing to achieve his purpose. As matters stand, we but chase after this man's shadow. Such a straightforward pursuit will, I believe, leave us ever one step behind. Our sole advantage is the treasure we possess that Tristan appears to covet. Eventually, his desire will bring him to us. Where and when Tristan will strike, I cannot say, but it is unlikely to be on a field of our choosing. Thus, I suggest we prepare for this inevitable conflict as best we may. As fortune would have it, the ruins of Mordona may have provided us with a new source of strength. Word among the Suns is that a set of Evoker's attire has been unearthed. Made during the reign of the Allegan Empire, these enchanted garments were sewn for the exclusive use of summoners. I can only imagine the degree to which they will enhance your already impressive powers. The man supervising the excavation efforts at St. Quinoc's find, Rambrose, is a dear friend of mine. In light of our circumstances, I am certain that he will consent to a request that you be allowed to don the attire. Shall we pay him a visit? Now I can go to Mordona. Yamitra. I suspected you would make an appearance before long, and I presume this fine gentleman is the new summoner I've heard so much about. Yes, hopefully the first of many. Now, pray tell me, Rambrose, has the discovery of Allegan-made evoker attire been confirmed? It has, truly an historical find. Then I would ask a boon of you, my friend. You recall the predicament of which I spoke. Our chances of survival would be greatly improved if you would consider allowing Arantel to wear the Allegan garments. Well, he is a summoner after all, and I must confess to no small degree of scholarly curiosity as to the effect the attire will have on one with the appropriate training. These finds are, however, the result of much sweat and even a few tears on the part of our excavation team. It is a frustrating task at times, and I fear they will be loath to part with the garments, without some measure of recompense for their efforts. Allow me, though, to offer a solution. Metallic monstrosities of Allegan construction known as Mirror-Knights have risen from the dig sites scattered across Mordona. Needless to say, they pose a dangerous threat to our excavators. I suggest you speak with my 3 field researchers and dispose of any such nasty hindrances to their work. I dare say they will gladly surrender the pieces of the attire they hold. Once I have confirmed our dig site's suitability, our dig sites suitably empty of armored horrors, I will see you awarded with the garment that I myself recovered from the ruins. Okay, okay, away I go. Fitting, fitting. You know, seeing as I don't use mount music anymore, or at least I very rarely do, I'm a little tempted to swap that Phoenix out for the Rising Phoenix. Because the Rising Phoenix is just kind of cooler. A mirror knight lurks just over yonder. I can scarce think straight with that thing wandering about. Oh gods, it approaches. It does? Oh no! I sneezed. Sorry. Are you good? You have my thanks. Now I might finally be able to concentrate on my tasks. If I'm not mistaken, you are in search of the Evoker's attire. I have one of its wondrous pieces right here. You are most welcome to it. Oh, no, shit. Praise the gods. Rambo said an adventure would be long. Please, you must destroy that horde construction. Hang on. There we go. Thank you for eliminating the source of my recent nightmares. I do not ordinarily stutter so, you see, but abject horror has that effect on folks. Now I hear I hear from Yamitra that you have need of this elegant garment. I should be glad to see it put to practical use, rather than shut away in some dusty vault. I do enjoy how these quests actually give you those pieces. Although I do worry if it asks me to put them all on, that I'm going to have to go to the Calamity Salvager, because the chest piece is usually given to you via a quest reward. Mirror Knights, yes, they have become quite bothersome. I would be most appreciative were you to eliminate the creaking pest that has been plaguing me of late. I'm gonna break the timeline real quick. There we go. Thank you, Garuda. Fascinating. I never thought I would be fortunate enough to observe a conflict against an elegant construction at such close quarters. This has been a deeply enriching experience. If the price is to be my piece of the Evoker's attire, then so be it. Yoink. So Rambrose has the hat. Ah, the champion of my researchers returns. With the ruins now free of Mirror Knights, the excavations can proceed at a far more satisfying pace. Trembling in fear for one's life makes it astonishingly difficult to handle ancient artifacts that have a tendency to crumble into dust. You have performed a valuable duty for us, Arentel. As promised, you shall have the Summoner's Garment uncovered by my own hand as your reward. Ah, yes. Yamitra mentioned she would await you at Apkalu Falls. It seems there was no doubt in her mind that you would succeed here. Ethernet, Old Gardania. Pretty sure both of those are pretty close to each other. Really isn't a better option. Something else I'm hoping for is I really desperately want them to add some more carbuncle glamours, or whatever the fuck they're called. Pet glamours. Like, there's so many things that they could do, and I cannot imagine it'd be any great amount of effort to add them. Like, why can't we have the Moonstone carbuncle that Alphino uses? Or the Obsidian carbuncle that Alphino uses? Which might be the same one. Like, they exist in the game. When you play as Alphino, you have them. Like, So, this is how the summoners of old were clad. More or less. It is unfortunate that the ruins have yet to surrender the final piece to the suns. These garments, aside from the coloring, they are identical to the garb Tristan wore. He will find no edge against you through his equipment. When you face that murderous cad, victory will be decided purely on who is the more talented summoner. To that end, it is time you drew on your experience of defeating the Primal Garuda. Yes, her aura of fickle violence is palpable upon you. It is daunting to imagine an energy born of the Lady of the Vortex. Such unpredictable ferocity should serve you well. I will search for a suitably airy location in which to perform the Auspices of Wind. You, my dear summoner, must needs prepare yourself, body and mind, for the trials ahead. I shall be waiting. I guess the main issue with my thought, which is that in the in-between phase, when you're between Bahamut and Phoenix, Garuda becomes Leviathan, Titan becomes Ramu, and Ifrit becomes... Who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting? Hang on. Who am I forgetting? Ramu... Shiva, I guess. Regardless, so like, they become 3 different edgies. The issue, besides the lore one, which I think there's a good way to waive, is, well, then canonically the Warrior of Light didn't do an ostracy for each of them, so how did he get them? So, like, I guess, fine. We did it off camera. I sense Garuda's restless essence railing within the confines of your etheric channels. It is time we granted it release with the Auspices of Wind. Thankfully, I already have in mind a location that well suits our elemental purposes. You are familiar with the floating city of Nim in outer Lanasia. As you might imagine, the aspect of wind is entirely dominant in the area of those suspended isles. Pray make your way there as soon as you feel prepared. I am quite excited to see this new edgy. Shall we begin? I assume that as this is your 3rd such experience, you have not by now grown familiar with the steps of the ritual. Thus, as before, I would have you concentrate on shifting your etheric balance. Imagine the energy within you howling through your veins, and an incessant gale of screeching wrath. Garuda's essence will be only too eager to harness those raging currents and shape them into a worldly avatar. Once Garuda Edgy has appeared, it falls to you to tame its fury. Say no more. I'm going to use Garuda on Garuda. Ow! I'm getting bullied. I'm going to kindly request you stop snapshotting me, please. We gotta... Oh. Huh. Masterfully done, Arndel. Garuda Edgy's power is now yours to wield. Your aptitude for the art of summoning has exceeded my highest expectations. I honestly could not have found a more valuable partner for my research. Let us return to Apkalu Falls. I am sure you must be exhausted after this ordeal. With the addition of Garuda Edgy, you now command 3 powerful avatars. You have no doubt realized, however, each of these entities has a particular role in which it excels. For Garuda Edgy, that role is unleashing magic to strike down distant foes. I must admit to feeling equal parts joy and apprehension at how faithfully the summoned being displays the original primal's violent disposition. Experiment with your edgy allies, and the most effective use for their individual abilities will soon become clear. With such mastery of the art at your disposal, I shall almost pity Tristan when he next chooses to confront you. Before that time comes, however, I must endeavor to pierce the mystery of his motivations. May your discoveries bring you new confidence, Arndel. Arndel, there has been a terrible incident. My poor colleagues at St. Coinoc's Find murdered. The reports are confused, but they all mention the same black-robed attacker. You know as well as I do that Tristan is behind this massacre. He has indeed grown bold, or desperate, to commit such a brazen act. We should set off to Mordona at once and speak with any survivors. It may be that we can glean some idea of what that cold-hearted monster was after. Or where he might strike next. We must stop him, Arndel. Nope, that's not... Okay, whatever. Yes, I'm absolutely certain it was the same Dark Summoner whom Yamitra described to us. We were celebrating a recent find, a soul crystal of the Allagan Summoner, when a man in black robe suddenly appeared and demanded we surrender the gem. Naturally, we objected to this arrogant imposition. We simply sneered at our refusal. The next moment, the world exploded into flame. Through a haze of agony, I saw him snatch up the soul crystal from a smoldering body and stride off towards the singing shards. That bastard slaughtered my friends. There was no warning, no negotiation. The gods grant you the chance to exact vengeance, and I pray you show him the same mercy he afforded us. Another soul crystal, yes, it makes sense that he would shift his attention to a more easily obtainable gem. After all your progress, he would now make for a most formidable opponent. I must apologize for not sharing my theory earlier. I suspected that Tristan might desire the soul crystal you carry, but did not wish to draw any premature conclusions without sufficient evidence. I am at a loss, however, to explain why he seeks to collect more of these Allagan relics. We shall just have to ask the villain himself after we corner him in these singing shards. Let us be on our way. Cool. Beautiful. Repeat dialogue. Love it. I'm here. Okay. Not mounted anymore. Interesting. I brought you the soul crystals as promised. Yes, these appear to be authentic Allagan artifacts. Very well, I shall honor our bargain. From within these gems I will draw forth the memories of the ancient summoners, and the slumbering essence of an elder primal. All the attendant knowledge and power shall be yours. Oh gods, the pain. Laughing. The bumbling summoner and his incompetent lackey make an appearance at last. You think to capture me? Fools, I've orchestrated your every move. You have grown much in the Ark, it is true, but through the wisdom of the Paragons, I now command the power of an Elder Primal. You made a deal with the Paragons, and you call us fools? The Ascians will never relinquish their hold on you. Small price to pay. If you could feel the strength that fills my entire being, it is indescribable. I will use this power to annihilate the beast tribes, put an end to their insufferable rituals once and for all. The primals will rise no more. Hear me, demon king of devouring flame. Feed on my ever-burning anguish and be reborn. The culmination of my sacred duty is at hand. But first, there is one more soul crystal that must be mine. I will tolerate its wasted potential no longer. It's a Frit, but blue, or purple. We're fucked. Even worse. Night Flicker. What a name. Oh, Bellius. I see. That snapshot me, didn't it? It didn't. Let's go. I don't have an interrupt, so maybe I used to at some point in the history of Summoner, but no more. Sorry, dude. I have like 500 item level on you. It's not your fault, really. By all the memories of Summoner's past, I should have been unstoppable. I will sear the disease of beastmen from the face of the land. Deprived of worshippers, the primals that tempered my weak-willed sibling will wither into oblivion. So I see my orders records were accurate. Though it was buried deep in the archives, I but recently uncovered a report that described how you slew your own brother. He was corrupted during your ill-fated encounter with Ifrit, was he not? I imagine your superiors in the Immortal Flames thought it a mercy to conceal that inglorious detail. Once the soft-headed fool had been tempered, there was no saving him, and thus I took it upon myself to expunge the stain of embarrassment. But my work is left undone. The primal, all primals must suffer for that insult. After I killed my brother, I found myself liberated, my vision clear. No deed was too vile if it promised to add to the power I required. How can you not see? I am the sword of vengeance, and I shall wrest that soul crystal from your blasted corpse. Thanks, Titan. Very cool. Oh. I don't want to do the fate. Leave me alone. I wonder which struck the first blow to his sanity. The despair at his brother's tempering, or the guilt from slaying his own kin. It is ironic to think that discounting the means, our purposes were fundamentally one and the same. A summoner employs the savagery of the primals to conquer the primals themselves. Had Tristan approached us as an ally, we might have found ourselves aiding his cause. Alas, he chose to walk the path of bloodshed. Each vicious act must have pushed the man deeper into madness, until eventually the lust for power and vengeance was all that drove him. The might of the primals carries with it a burden of responsibility and a measure of danger. I hope never to see you corrupted by the potent energies you wield, Arntel. It is time we returned to Apkallu Falls. The Dark Summoner is no more. What's up, dude? I would like to go to here. Oh wow, I would love to declare our... Oh, how? I would love to declare our troubles at an end, but I fear the Ascian with whom Tristan made his bargain is yet afoot. These so-called paragons prey upon men and women who are at their weakest, speaking honeyed words to lead them down the road to destruction. In this manner, they seek to plunge the realm of Eorzea into chaos. It is reassuring to know that heroes like you exist to foil their never-ending schemes and foul plots. An outright war against the Ascians looms closer day by day. Thus would I have you armor yourself with this last piece of the evoker's attire. It was discovered at the same dig site whence Tristan seized the soul crystal, and the Saint Quinox find researchers, grateful for your actions in bringing the murderous summoner to justice, insisted that you complete your set. You can never be over-prepared when heading into battle against a Paragon, wear it proudly, Arantel. Speaking of preparations, were you aware of the deeper layer of power hidden within your avatars? A technique exists that allows you to tap into the full potential of your Edgy. You must have seen Tristan employing this ability. During the final battle with the Dark Summoner, you would have heard a whisper emanating from the Soul Crystal. Still your mind now, Arantel, and you will hear the voices of the ancient summoners inciting you in their greatest achievement. The true power of the Edgy will be yours. No, that true power comes at a level 86, unfortunately. Hate to say it, but... Whoa. Really? That's it? Oh fuck. Well, it didn't give me the chest piece as expected. It did. No, it didn't. I'm on a roller coaster. Hi. I'm just gonna delete these real quick. Out of my inventory. Get out of my inventory. Oh. Oh shit. Cool. Didn't really realize I got that. Yo, wait, hang on. Oh, don't press that button. Ooh. We're good. Okay. Well, I am going to take a quick break, and by quick break, I mean hopefully less than 15 minutes. Lamau, we'll see. I will be back as soon as I can. I have to go do a thing real quick. And then when I come back, we will do the Heavensward quest. And maybe Storm's Blood? We'll see. It depends on how long Heavensward takes and how much time I have left after all said and done. But with that, enjoy Gridania. Why do you have a quest? You're handing these out like fucking candy, ain't you? Anyway, I like 5 of these now. Anyway, I will return briefly, hopefully. Hello, hello. I'm back. I don't think... That was about, give or take, 10 minutes? Better than... God damn it. Better than I usually do. Is it fixed? It's fixed. Beautiful! Yes. I must start... New Game Plus... Heavensward Edition. Hello. Arentel, you visit me at a most opportune moment. I have tidings that you, of all people, should hear. After our last encounter, I presented our findings on the art of summoning to my fellow scholars, suffice it to say that the response has been enthusiastic. In addition to a flood of offers to assist with my research, I've also been promised a contribution of several rare Allagan tomestones. I imagine that any summoning knowledge hidden within these relics would prove of great benefit to us both. Shall we journey out to Mordona now and pay a visit to Rambros? It would seem that I am to be the recipient of several Allagan tomestones. I suggest we call in Rambros at St. Coinoc's Find and take possession of these valuable relics. Adventure awaits. Huzzah! Get on the mount. Oh man, Next expansion, it'll probably be like really easy to solo and get all... No, because you need a full party to do Seed of Sacrifice. I don't think we're ever going to hit a point where like you can get away with not having a full party for that. Like, I'm pretty confident that like number crunches will always hit right as we reach the cusp of like you can kill him in like 3G cities. Oh. That said, you know, Wrath Games with the soloing series, maybe he'll just get to a point where he solos that and, you know. I'm so confident that that's going to be like the ultimate roadblock. Like, how do you get past that actually? There's like there's a scene transition. It's a limit break. You can't target him as he's casting the limit break. Man, there are so many aspects of summoning that we are yet to fully understand. I wonder what incredible secrets might lurk within these newly unearthed relics. Oh shit. Arntel, how do you fare, my friend? As ever, we here at St. Coinox Find remain firmly entrenched in our efforts to excavate the secrets of the Allagan Empire. The members of Noah must be armed with knowledge if they are truly to pave the way to the future. This is a reference to the Crystal Tower raids. We have not done those on stream. They are part of the Grand Endeavor, or the prelude to the Grand Endeavor, which will be going through ARR. Eventually... I see. I just realized that it was probably sometime during the Endwalker streams when I said that the Grand Endeavor probably wouldn't be until sometime in late 2025, and here we are in late 2025 and I haven't even finished the job quests. It really goes to show that, like, you can never be fully confident of what the future will hold. Because I never could have guessed that Dawn Trail would be so disappointing that it burns me out on the game so wholly. Probably paired with the fact that I was streaming pretty much every single day, no matter what. On top of me working in a genuinely abusive work environment. For not enough pay, for too much work. And I was streaming every day for like 4 to 5 hours every day. For like about 5 months straight. Probably didn't help me much in that regard either. You know, all things considered. But, I don't know. I feel like every stream I come on and say, oh, I'm going to start streaming way more regularly. I can feel it in my bones, and this never fucking happens. But a lot of it comes down to just the fact that while my current job is way less stressful, it is way more physically demanding than my last one was. And I just come home and I sleep. And I'm just not in a headspace when I wake up for like an hour. So it's like that, and there's like Friday morning is pretty much impossible, and Monday morning is pretty much impossible because I closed the day before. And I have to be up. And I have to get enough sleep to be functional at work the next day. And it's like, that just so rarely lines up. But like, at the same time, right, it's like, I feel like there are other aspects of the way that I'm approaching, like, my sleep ritual and my waking ritual that, like, maybe aren't the healthiest, that if I were to just tweak those back into line, I could start streaming pretty regularly again, just by facet of fixing those. But fixing a bad habit is so much harder than falling into it, you know? One of those just like supremely human realizations that like everyone has to grapple with at some point in their life. And I have before. It's just, you know, doing it, right? Anyway. Ah, I see you are here with the intrepid Yamitra. Might I assume you have come to collect your promised tomestones? I am most eager to sink my scholar's teeth into something new. Then allow me to feed your fervor. We have uncovered a number of relics which, on cursory inspection, appear to contain detailed methodology for several summoner incantations. Who better than you to decipher their mysteries? Leviathan, Ramu, Shiva. I know, right? With every new primal that appears, the importance of a thorough study of summoning magics becomes ever more apparent. Speaking of those particular deities, Arantel, I am given to understand that you had a hand in defeating every one of them. Your name features quite prominently in the reports you received from the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And as you were present at each of their downfalls, it then follows that your aura was infused with the essences of those primals. Could it be possible that you now have the potential to call forth new Edgy? By the 12, of course. The most trying of the requisite conditions has already been met. All that remains is to perform the summoning rituals at locations charged with the appropriate elemental energies. Master Rambros, can you suggest any places in which the etheric balance tips heavily towards either water, lightning, or ice? The singing shards should adequately serve your needs for lightning. The area is alive with the constant discharge of crackling energy. The singing shards it is then. Let us perform the auspices of lightning and attempt to bring Ramu Edgy into this world. Let us begin the auspices of lightning. Concentrate on shifting your etheric energies towards the desired element. I sense nothing. I do not understand. All of the conditions have been fulfilled. This summoning ritual has never failed us before. Whatever could we be missing? Well, there is little point in us remaining here if Ramu Edgy will not answer your call. Shall we return to Gridania? I also pray for the day that one of our trances becomes Odin, so we can do Zetsu Kaikusen, something like that. I think I'm in the ballpark. Just because I think that'd be fucking rad as shit, and it fits. And man. Hello, Arantel. I scoured my research notes for a hint as to why the summoning failed, but there were no revelations to be found. I'm forced to conclude that this cause must lie outside our current understanding of the art. Thus shall I begin studying the tomestones we received from Rambros, and hope they contain some heretofore unknown wisdom. Mayhap these new Edgy require a different manner of catalyst. While I delve into this mystery, I suggest you continue practicing your art. We enter an uncharted realm of summoning, and you must be prepared, body and spirit. Or, like, another option, right, is that, like, we've already established that, primals can fuse. So that could be a lore reason. So, like, if Free and Garuda combine into Raphasia, Titan and like Ramu could fuse into some other thing, and then like Shiva and Leviathan could fuse into some other thing, like essence-wise, and then we still get new Titan things or new primal things. We've had Titan, Garuda, and Ifrit for 100 levels. It's 70 levels because you don't get it until 30. Greetings, Arentel. Since last we met, the arduous task of deciphering those tombstones has occupied my every waking moment. I have made significant progress, but the cause of the ritual's failure yet eludes me. I am somewhat heartened, however, by my discovery of a number of new incantations. In fact, there is one spell which I believe you could soon master with a minimum of Pray forgive my interruption. You are the leaders of the research effort on summoning magic, yes? I'm Captain Dancing Wolf of the Immortal Flames. It is fortunate that I find you together. I have questions for you both. And what would the Immortal Flames want with us, Captain Wolf? Does Uldah's military have some vested interest in the activities of summoners? Just one summoner in particular, madam. We seek a man by the name of Tristan. You do know him. I've read reports that you have been put in pursuit of our former soldier, but I always like to have confirmation on our intelligence. The Immortal Flames has its own reasons for wanting Tristan found. If you have any idea of his whereabouts, then I must know what you know. Insofar as we are aware, he is dead. I'm pretty sure he's not dead. Not even just from memory, just, you know. So Tristan matched his summoning magics against yours and was ultimately consumed in fire. And you are certain he perished. Have we given you reason to suspect otherwise? We do not doubt the veracity of your tale, but there has been an incident. A merchant caravan was recently attacked by a man who, by the description given, closely resembles Tristan in appearance. Should we allow the crime of a former Immortal Flame to go unanswered, then the integrity of the entire organization would be called into question. I will find him and see that justice is served. We looked on as Tristan was engulfed in flames, not remained, not even a charred corpse, and we believed him utterly consumed. Could he have somehow survived that inferno? If he is alive, then we have unwittingly permitted the escape of a known pawn of the Paragons. Captain Wolf, you must allow us to accompany you on your investigation. Your combined expertise in the summoning arts is most welcome, Lady... The attack occurred on one of the roads out of Camp Drybow. Join me at the settlement proper, and we can continue our search for witnesses. We cannot allow a madman like Tristan to roam unchecked. Let us hasten to Camp Drybone and assist Captain Wolf with his investigations. Oh, shit. Assuming Tristan truly was behind this recent violence, whatever could he stand to gain from attacking a simple caravan? Ymitra, Arentel, as we are now cooperating on this investigation, I see no reason not to trust you with some of its duties. Let's split up and find out what these merchants know. Nope. 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 Where is my carbuncle? No, you're outside of the circle. In here then? Yep. A friend of mine survived the assault, said he even caught a glimpse of the villain's twisted face. I'm certain he would tell you more had he not left camp the moment his injuries were bound. Aye, now that you mention it, they did just cart in the body of a merchant. Such things are hardly noteworthy around here, though. As such, I failed to take notes. Are you doing that? Put the book away. Might I trouble you for a moment? You got anything to respond? No? Okay. Worth a shot. Actually, I'm not tracking him down. I don't know if you like it. The attack on the road. I hear the man who did it was swathed in a robe that was black as midnight. One of it if it's tempered, I should think. It would seem a merchant who lived through the attack has already set out with his goods again. The traders of Thanalan are not, if not hardy. So, we have one merchant left alive to tell the tale. According to my inquiries, our intrepid trader will likely be en route to Highbridge. We may yet catch him on the road if we are swift. Alright, everyone, hop in the car. We're going. I heard a Malja war cry. Are you unhurt, sir? Yes, thank you. Well, aside from the injuries I sustained from a previous incident, I suppose. First the caravan, and now this. Must Thal be so eager to usher me into his hall? It is concerning the assault on your caravan that we endeavored to seek you out, sir. Is there aught you can tell us of the attacker? I should be glad to see him brought to justice, though I did not see his face in any great detail, concealed as it was in the depths of a black cowl. I did glimpse a lock of silvery hair. By his stature I marked him of Huron stock, and by his fiery servant, a hell-spawned demon in disguise. A fiery servant. Sus, extremely sus. False balls, that's the one. Where do you people find those things? The villain was in command of Ifrit Edgy then, and we know the affinity Tristan has for Primal Flame. Aye, all the evidence points towards our man. Goodbye, Ifrit. Thank you for your cooperation, sir. You have been of great help to our investigation. Oh, think nothing of it. Consider it poor recompense for my rescue at the hands of this gallant adventurer. I must report these developments to my superiors at the Hall of Flames. Pray join me in Ul'dah. There's more I would discuss with you. Maybe I'll do the Coils of Bahamut, like, next after I finish Summoner. Because they fit together quite well. For obvious reasons. And like the Coils of Bahamut should only take me about 3 hours, give or take. Maybe as many as 4. Obviously doing it as a summoner because, I mean, come on. Captain Wolf seems most troubled. No doubt this case has forced him to relive terrible memories he would sooner let fade. You know of Tristan's older brother, Kaeden. Both were soldiers in service to the Immortal Flames. Both were soldiers under my command. Our unit was one of many deployed in the mission to destroy the Primal Ifrit. An operation that succeeded at a staggering cost. Those who were not incinerated were tempered, with Kaeden suffering the latter fate. As you well know, a Primal's power is fueled by the faith of its thralls, and the greatest mercy we can grant such unfortunates is a swift journey to Thal's hallowed halls. Tristan volunteered to end the cursed existence of his own brother. He returned to Ul'dah with Kaeden's blood on his blade, and I watched helpless as the guilt slowly strangled the life in his eyes. No words of comfort could reach him, and when he at last quit the flames, he was a husk of the man he once was. Never did I imagine his grief-maddened mind would drive him to such desperate evils. Tristan was my soldier, and it is my responsibility to stop him. Thanks to your aid, we have mounting proof that he is still out there. When we are ready, we shall make our move. We are not content to follow your lead in this, Captain Wolf, and we are content. And we should certainly be fully prepared if we are to meet the Dark Summoner in battle. To that end, Arntel, I would teach you one of the incantations I gleaned from those repositories of Allagan wisdom. It is a spell of damaging magic, employed in combat by the summoners of Eld. Let us call upon Captain Wolf again, once you have mastered its use. It would not do to engage Tristan while stumbling over unfamiliar magics. Energy siphon? Fair. Auspicious timing, Arntel. There has been news, and none of it good. Our soldiers in Central Thanalan have reported another attack. I looked over the notes of the initial investigation, and it would seem Tristan, or someone who looks very, very much like him, has struck again. I'll have one of my men contact Ymithra with the details. So I suggest we head out to the Nanawa mines immediately and question one of the surviving victims. Rip Blue Mage. Oh, a hunt. Ymithra sent word that she'd be along shortly. Only this gentleman was as agreeable. What do you mean more questions? I've spilled my tale to 3 different soldiers already. My work gets further and further behind every time I gotta stop and talk to you folk. I have an idea though. How about you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours? That big lad in the uniform there looks like he could lift some good-sized rocks. And what about you, lad? You some sort of mage? We've had some trouble with the local Spriggans swiping our fire silver, and you're just the bloke to get it back. That stuff's as rare as chocobo teeth, you know. Now, just a moment, sir. We don't have the time for these distractions. Then maybe I don't got the time to talk to you. Not until there's a little give with your take. I fear he means to be stubborn about this, Arntel. Please humor the man and retrieve his precious ore from the Spriggans. Alternatively, I summoned Titan Edgy and make a thinly veiled threat. I'm going to need me fire silver back from them Spriggans. Always lurking nearby they are, sniffing about the carts. You'll find them soon enough. The things I do for coin and country. Well, now. Will I summon it in time? Yes. This is a picnic compared to my officer training. What is your rank? Actually, I'm no longer in Immortal Flame. Take it back. You find them Spriggans, lad. What about me, Fire Silver? Oh, you got the whole lot back. Much appreciated. My apologies. My studies took rather longer than Captain Wolf. Is everything all right? Everything's fine. Now, let's hear your story, sir. I reckon you've earned it. Well, we was in the mine, loading the carts with our haul for the day, when this bloke in robes appears. That doesn't say a word. The bastard just snaps his fingers and sets his pet demon to light me mates on fire. Ifrit Iji, Arntel, if you would be so kind. Bloody hells, that's the fiend I saw. 'Tis as we feared them, and this robe-clad man. Do you have any idea of why he attacked you? Well, lass, there's more than silver we had in Nanawa. On a good day, we dig up our fair share of crystals as well. That seems to be what he was after. I'm not ashamed to say that I fled for my life once folks started going up in flames, but when I went back to sort out the mess, the cart what had the crystals in was empty. He took them all. Every single one. And that's all I've got to say about that. Hope you catch the bastard. Crystals. There was a crate of crystals on the list of goods stolen from that caravan. He must have taken everything else to conceal his intent. Our quarry grows careless, or simply impatient. It is time I re-examined certain other incidents that we did not think to relate to this case. Meet me at the Hall of Flames and we shall discuss the matter further. I can imagine only one reason why a man such as Tristan would seek to acquire a wealth of crystals. Come, Arntel, let us not keep Captain Wolf waiting. I don't have any tickets. I don't do the required content to get tickets. I think I've done one hunt train ever, and that was to get the Deep Shadow stuff, because I think it looks cool. It's funny, I don't use any of the Deep Shadow skins, because it just doesn't fit the target aesthetics of any of my jobs. That said, if I do what I intend to do with Cat and 10 Mule Friend, I will likely be using the Deep Shadow set. Because oh no, I won't. She won't be able to get it. It's all the way at fucking Shadowbringers. And oh man. No, because I was going to boost her anyway. No, oh man. That puts me in a rough position. Yeah, there's like no way to do that. Damn it. Oh well. So, because, I believe I've already spoken on this. But, like, the crux of the plan of the Grand Endeavor, air quotes, is that when I start that, I'm going to make a new character. I'm going to boost them. I'm going to buy a level booster. and then I'm going to go through ARR. Because the job booster does not skip MSQ. So, you know. Man. But like the big... but that means I can't get them the Deep Shadow gear, because you have to be in Shadowbringers to get that. Because it's a hunt reward from Shadowbringers. Oh well. It was a thought. And like that character... I guess that character will have to go... through the... Oh... That's painful. So actually, you know what? That character might just go through a transformation after the end of ARR. Because I'm probably, in fact, just gonna buy a story booster once they're done with ARR. Get them up to Dawn Trail, burn through Dawn Trail as fast as or whatever expansion the skip goes up through at that point. Because, like, it's gonna take a hot minute. Both to get to starting it and to fucking get through ARR once I started it. So let's just buy a booster once I'm done with ARR. Spend an afternoon grinding hunts to get the nuts to get the Deep Shadow chest piece. Probably the only bit I'm gonna get. Man. What does the Deep Shadow Greatsword look like? Okay, no, I'm getting distracted. Back on topic. Whatever evil our Kel's foes is planning, we cannot allow it to come to fruition. Let us speak with Captain Wolf and learn what else his investigations have uncovered. I inspected our incident records, paying close attention to cargo manifests. That included crystals. We had attributed several recent raids to the Amalja, but the victims were, every one of them, burned to death. Not entirely impossible, considering the lizard men's affinity for fire, but to find not a single arrow or spear wound. It's highly unlikely. Mayhap I should state aloud what we are all thinking. Judging by the sheer number of crystals involved, we must assume that this villain intends to call forth a primal. After my encounter with Ifrit, I learned just how devastatingly powerful these entities can be. I believe that summoners, with their ability to harness such power, hold the potential to achieve great things. If Tristan truly is mad enough to summon a primal, then that unthinkable act and the bloody deeds he performed in preparation for it will cause people to question the motives of all who practice the summoner's art. My studies of the tombstones revealed to me a tale of adulation. The summoners of Alag were revealed as heroes for their part in defeating the ancient primals, but reverence slowly turned to revulsion as practitioners, intoxicated by their own immense power, began wielding the art of summoning as a means to further their own selfish ambitions. That is not to say, of course, that all summoners chose to become tyrants. Amongst the common people, however, it became a strongly held superstition that those who meddled in the powers of primals ultimately fell into the embrace of evil. The superstition blossomed into outright terror, and that is when the mage hunts began. By the end of the Third Astral Era, the last of the summoners had vanished from the stage of history. And should we allow Tristan to go through with his plans, then we risk a repeat of that tragedy. I will review the state of patrols on the crystal trade routes. We will catch him. Arnzel, before I joined you at the Nunawal mine, I was able to recover another incantation that may prove useful in the coming days. Wield its power wisely. Wahoo! Ruin 3. Oh, I still have Ruin 3. Really? Ruin never got an upgrade. That's interesting. Granted, you should, like, almost never be casting Ruin, so it's whatever. Same thing goes for Tri-Disaster. There are, like, pretty much no instances where you should be using Tri-Disaster, so it's like, okay. Mad, Bad, and Ebon Clad. What a name. Greetings, Arentel. I hope you are prepared to take action. Ever since we increased our presence on the trade routes, our black-robed villain has ceased his attacks. Now it is our turn to go on the offensive. With the blessings of my superiors, I've arranged for a lightly guarded shipment of crystals, which we will lure Tristan into an ambush. I want you there when we spring the trap. I've already sent word to Yamitra, and she will meet us in Camp Blue Fog. Let us bring an end to the what the fuck is up with? Hang on, I've got a bit more coffee left in my cup. Okay, coffee's gone. Drink all the coffee. No. Yes. We have been waiting for you, Arentel. Let us put Captain Wolf's plan into action. Arentel, you're here. Good. Our crystal couriers have just left camp. The plan is simple. The caravan will head towards the processing plant, but conveniently break an axle before reaching the East Watchtower. We three will take up separate positions nearby and wait for Tristan to take the bait. I've had the driver complaining long and loudly about the lack of a suitable escort for his precious cargo, so we can be reasonably sure that an attack will come. I trust you need no further explanations. Head to your assigned position and do your best to keep out of sight. I love this mount so fucking much. This is probably my favorite mount in the game. Like, hands down. It burns! It burns! Ooh, he's in Ascian robes now. Ooh, Ifrit's bigger. Yo, that's fucking crazy. Dude, imagine. I just hit the fucking delete button. I commend the effort, though. Good try. Talk to me, soldier. I'll live, Captain. He popped right out of thin air. Took me by surprise. Same happened to me, and another man in dark robes stepped through some manner of portal and assailed me with spells. My position also came under attack. An underling, judging by the ease with which I dispatched him, but I have never before seen such teleportation magics. I have. No, it cannot be. You know this man, Captain Wolf? This is Kaiden, Tristan's brother. But how? He was tempered, slain. And now both siblings have disappointed me. I should exercise more care in choosing my pawns. An Ascian, that voice. You were the one who taught Tristan the art of summoning. Have you come to inflict yet more misery upon the world? Tristan, yes, that was the other's name. I had hoped to groom him, granted him the knowledge of Alag's mages, that he might unleash his wrath upon the primal, or against the primals. Alas, he was all too easily vanquished. No matter, the Bringer of Light has proven a more than adequate replacement for my failed Godslayer. With every primal you kill, the Beastman's fervor grows even hotter. We need but supply the tribes with crystals, and watch as they summon ever more terrible icons. When the confluence of chaos reaches its peak, the world shall be swallowed in darkness. Our master shall rise again. He's gone. And we should be gone as well. I shall see that my soldier is treated for his wounds, then await you outside the Hall of Flames. Once again, a paragon lurks behind the curtain, pulling the strings. I should have suspected. I believe some reassessment is in order. We now know that the black-robed menace we thought to be Tristan was actually his brother, Kaedin, a reanimated puppet under the control of Anasian. Both brothers were present at Ifrit's defeat, so Kaedin's aura too would have been stained with the Primal's essence, which, if I understand correctly, would explain his ability to command the Edgy. But for the Ascian to raise the lad's corpse and press him into service as his pet summoner, I shall see the Blackguard suffer for his cruel depravity. Aye, the Paragon has many crimes for which he must answer, but we must move with great caution. The power of these mortals is not to be underestimated. I will return to Gridania and redouble my efforts to decipher the remaining tomestones. We cannot face an Ascian underprepared. Ah, Arntel, if you've come for word on the Ascian, I fear I have little progress to report. We did, however, hold a service for Kaedin. I assembled the soldiers from his old unit, and together we conveyed his remains to the Priests of Thal. As for Thanalan's trade routes, there is still the odd raid by bandits or beastmen, but not that involves men in black robes. I must confess, I'm at a loss as to how we might track our foe. Ah, you've spoken with Yamitra. I believe she had new findings to share with you. Yamitra mentioned she wished a word with you. The lass is back in Gridania, last I heard. Man, if there was a fucking Aethernet point closer to the goddamn airship, I'd use that. I'm gonna drop below 800k before the end of the stream. I swear to God. Otherwise known as the average job quest stream. Oh, they'd be on Warrior, though. Do I care? I don't think I care. Technically speaking, no, because I like at this point, like, fuck it, right? Because I went through all of Dawntrail as Dark Knight, save like the first 5 quests. I think, like almost the entirety of Dawntrail I did as a Dark Knight. So it's like, who cares? There's like, just keep playing the main, you know? Arntel, there you are. We have much to discuss. I have been engrossed in my studies, you see, seeking every advantage for our inevitable clash with the Ascian. And as I struggled to unravel the ancient knowledge of the tomestones, I unlocked a good many mysteries, including the reason why you were unable to call forth Ramuh Eji. When you summon an avatar, you draw upon your body's reservoir of aether to grant life and form to what is known as an arcane entity. That much we already knew. I had, however, overlooked the simple fact that our etheric reserves are finite. Thus, the magnitude of Eji that you are able to summon is limited by the extent of your own life force. Simply put, if the Eji is too powerful, then the summoning fails. But do not despair. The Summoners of Allag devised a method by which one might circumvent this intrinsic limitation. Rather than attempt to summon a separate physical manifestation of certain Eji, the most accomplished mages discovered that far less aether was required to infuse themselves with the essence of a primal's power. The technique by which a summoner would achieve this heightened state was known as a trance. What say you, Arentel? Shall we see if you can master this method? It may even allow you to contend with the Paragon. But not if the essence is of an ordinary primal. Nay, we must set our sights on the most potent entity, the most fierce. I seek the elder primal Bahamut. On the day of the calamity, the dragon vanished in an explosion so massive that his aether was carried to the far corners of Eorzea. You, among many others, have already been touched by his essence. All that remains is to perform the meditative ritual in a place steeped in Bahamut's energies, and you should be able to enter the trance of the Dreadworm. As for setting foot within the only suitable location, I believe Captain Wolf can assist us. Shall we pay him a visit? If we are to unlock the power of the Ancient Summoner's trance, then we shall require Captain Wolf's assistance. Let us make haste for Ul'dah. Aye, and therein lies my point. We are 1/14th more rejoined than we were before after consuming Ardbert. I think that is a sufficient excuse for why we can now have a second lineup of edgies. IMO, it makes sense. And then Ymithra can be like, wait, how are you doing this? It's so crazy. Like, I thought that was impossible. Whoa, what changed? Are you feeling okay? What's up? And we can go, I don't know, man. It's crazy, isn't it? And we get cool new Garuda Titan Ifrit. And because we'd be getting it at like the next level bracket, whatever that ends up being, however that ends up working, they don't even need to make edgy versions. They can just spawn the model of the Titan of the why do I keep calling them that? They can just spawn the model of the primal. I use Leviathan and it spawns the Leviathan model at like 1/10 scale. I summon fucking Ramuh, just Ramuh at like 1/10 scale, like half scale, because Ramuh isn't actually that big, etc. Ymithra here is certainly not one to do things by half. She petitioned me to help gain entry to the aether-soaked wasteland of the Carteneau Falls. The flats are disputed territory, jointly administered by the three-member nations of the Eorzean Alliance, and attempting to earn full admittance to the area is a bureaucratic nightmare. As matters stand, I was only able to secure permission to visit the Immortal Flames airship landing. If we wish to enter the flats proper, we will have to do so under the cover of night. Prepare yourself for a tense journey, then make your way to the landing here in Ul'dah. I have one of my elite flyers standing by. I don't know. I'm very interested to see what they do next expansion. It's probably going to be level 110. I really don't see them innovating. I'll be very surprised if they pull out some sort of like horizontal thing. I guess with the next live letter coming out, or FanFest coming out, like that's probably when they would announce something like a level squish, which could be interesting. Mastery of this trance will greatly increase your chances of standing against the Paragon. Pray inform the elite flyer that we are ready to depart for Carteneau. If they catch us creeping into the flats, the general will have my head on a platter, but I must have vengeance for my soldiers. I'll fly you to the front door of the flats, but that's as far as you're authorized to go. Stay on the landing or face the consequences. So, this is what became of the Cartano Flats. Never before have I sensed such tainted aether. Let us not linger long. Let us not linger long, Arntel. Turn your mind now to Bahamut's terrible majesty. Allow his power to seep into your very being. Nothing. We may need to deepen your meditations. Do you truly attempt to harness the might of Bahamut? The essence of the other primal shall tear your mortal frame asunder. Chaos rises in the presence of power, but you, bringer of light, can be allowed to shine no brighter. Come and be doused in the endless waters of the 12th chalice. Joke's on you, I have it. Already done. Oh, hi, Everett. How's it going? Didn't see you there. You're still alive? Goddamn. Oh shit, there is another one. Oof. Look, man, I've been fucking awk-morning with this motherfucker nonstop. I don't know what you're talking about. Ow. Oh, you know what? I think they will. They may add an enkindle to Dreadworm Trance, where every ruin you can weave it. I'd be okay with that. I'm gonna need you to not do that again. Thank you. Okay, here we go again. I guess I've got one more after this. Maybe two. Thank you for the distraction. You've realigned my rotation. I appreciate that. Oh, there it is. I did not anticipate this. You should not have been able to complete the meditations under such duress. I am simply built different. But I shall not underestimate you again. Our next meeting shall be our last, Bringer of Light. We did it. We faced a Paragon and lived. First time? And it's all thanks to you, Arantel. You and the towering might of Bahamut that you now command. Aye, despite the Ascian's interference, we achieved what we came here for, but I'm afraid this is not the place to celebrate. Let us return to the landing before the dawn's light finds us in forbidden territory. Okay. I am going to take a brief break. We have 2 hours on the dot left before I have to wrap things up. So I'm probably going to finish up the Heavensward stuff and then call it, which would then leave us with, I can't even look at it. Storm's Blood, Shadowbringers, and really just Stormblood. Yeah. Stormblood quests, the Shadowbringers Wrap quest, which I remember actually nothing about. I think that'd be it. But yeah, I'll be back within about 5 minutes. I cannot see myself taking much longer than that. And yeah. Hello, hello. I'm back. An uncharacteristically short stream, short break. 'Twas a daring journey, but I believe the rewards merited the risk. We should return now to the Hall of Flames and see that Captain Wolf has not been stripped of his station. Wait. No. I think. Nope, I'm wrong. But there's an Aetheryte right around the corner, so. Yeah. Take me here. Take me home, country roads. That Paragon did not come across us by chance. We are being watched. We have reason to rejoice, my friends. It would seem our clandestine adventure was unnoticed by my superiors, and more importantly, we seized the upper hand in a battle against Onasian. The trance did appear most effective against our immortal foe. For such a hurried night's work, we managed to reap quite a harvest indeed. Aye, but it is a pity the bastard fled when he did. I would have liked to have settled the score then and there. 'Twas for the best, Captain Wolf. If we would truly defeat the Ascian, then we must be prepared to destroy him utterly, body and soul. Arndel, I was about to send for you. Ymetra should be here any moment. Laugh track. Ah, wonderful. We're all here. I have been pondering some metaphysical theories and will discuss my conclusions with both of you. Ever since our battle in the flats, the memory of our adversary fleeing the field has been preying upon my mind. According to the Scions and their research, the Paragons are effectively immortal. They are said to be ethereal entities with no physical form of their own, instead possessing mortal host after mortal host, in an endless procession down the ages. But once Arntel had acquired the Dreadworm trance, the haste with which the Ascian withdrew did not seem to me the action of a being who harbors no fear of death. Thus do I pose a question. Could it be that the 12th Chalice and his black-masked brethren are not as practiced in the art of possession as their red-veiled masters? At the time of the battle, our bodies were the only available hosts nearby, assuming that he also lacks his superior's facility to flee to the space betwixt worlds. I suspect that our foe's sudden cowardice stemmed from an inability to force his soul into our living vessels. That would explain much, including the reason why he chose the deceased Kaeden to serve as his puppet. I believe the theory is sound. Shall we put it to the test? If we are able to lure the 12th Chalice to a location devoid of potential hosts, then we might succeed in destroying him for good. Then what are we waiting for? We must begin devising a plan to draw the villain from hiding. Not so fast, Captain Wolf. We must first obtain the means by which we can ensure the Ascian's demise, a mighty coup de grace delivered before he has the chance to retreat. Arntel, there is a passage within the last tome that describes how the power of a trance can be unleashed in a single devastating blast. The technique itself, however, was not explained. According to my research, it can only be learned from a forbidden book found on the shelves of the Great Gubal Library. To reach the library, will require a long and perilous journey over Elbathia's spine and into the wilds of the Durranian hinterlands. But I believe we three are up to the task. Shall we be on our way then? The key to defeating the 12th Chalice will soon be within our grasp. What is the Maelstrom salute? Nope. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Emote menu, please. There it is. Ah, of course. And then the adder one is just crossing your arms. Did they update the texture on that? Huh. I'd believe it. Glad I am to come to the end of that road, but it will be well worth the trip once we've secured your summoner's tome. Kristen and Kaiden will be avenged. Now that we are all arrived, we can enter the library and begin our search for this forbidden tome. You have strayed far from the safety of your cities, foolish mortals. Whatever could you be planning? Again, always he arrives at the worst possible moment. 'Tis no coincidence, I fear, and this time he leaves naught to chance. Was amusing at first to watch you stumble like clumsy children, but too incessant is your dabbling. Those who will not dance upon our palms shall be crushed within our fist. No more shall we endure your blinding effugilant. I hate that word. There can be no rival to the encroaching darkness. You have earned the ire of La Habrea's most loyal servants. La Habrea is dead, man. Did you imagine? No, he's not. He's not dead yet. Hang on. Did you imagine the battle end? Oh no, he is dead. Sorry. Did you imagine the battle ended with our master's defeat? Stand now, bringer of light, and suffer the pain of our retribution. Would it not be wiser to retreat and seek the tome another day? They mean to afford us no such opportunity, my dear captain. Either we stand and fight, or we die. I got this. Oh, I see. It won't help you, but, ouch. My bones. No. Oh well. Even with 2 stacks of loam, well now, you're fucked. How we were raised unto greatness by Lahabrea himself. You defeated my master, Bringer of Light. Mayhap it is meet that your strength was beyond us, but the day will come. You'll not escape us this time, Ascian. Now, Arantel, unleash your power. It is done. The Paragon is no more. A most impressive spell, Arantel. But when did you learn how to cast it? Did we not first require the library's tome? My apologies, Captain, but in order to deceive one's enemies, 'tis best to begin with one's friends. There was never any such book. All that Arantel truly required was the catalyst of battle to focus his energies. I knew that once the Ascian observed us traveling towards this library, he would assume we sought some long-buried wisdom. He could not risk leaving Arantel free to gain even greater power. And so this entire journey was a feint, a trap to lure him into the wilds. Well, you certainly had me fooled. Remind me to never cross wits with you, Yamitra. My plan had you been unable to cast the Death Flare, my dear Arantel. I never entertained a single doubt. Together, we've achieved something of which few people can boast: the defeat of an Ascian. Never could I have accomplished this deed alone. Thanks to your actions, Tristan's case can also be put to rest. Long have I been haunted by the horrors of that Ifrit mission, but at last I feel a measure of peace. Can return to Ul'dah and have a gravestone for Tristan laid beside his brothers. We may not have his bones, but it will be a place where the survivors from his unit can pay respects to the man he once was. I bid you farewell, my friends. May we meet again under happier circumstances. I, too, would extend to you my gratitude, Arantel. In addition to untold slaughter, you have prevented summoning's tragic history from repeating itself in a new age. We must take greater precautions against this ancient art falling into the wrong hands. I will work alongside my colleagues in the Suns and be sure that the spread of summoning is closely monitored. If only we could uncover a lasting solution to the primal predicament. There must be a way to break this self-perpetuating cycle of meeting force with force. As for myself, I shall continue my research into primals and summoning, and offer the Scions whatever support I am able. I am certain our paths shall cross again, Arantel. Wahoo! Okay. That just... hang on. That just leaves... Stormblood and Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers... sorry, Stormblood should only take... or should take about an hour and a half. And Shadowbringers will probably take 45 minutes to an hour. So that's pretty good for a second part. But I am going to call it here. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Next stream, I will conclude Summoner. And, I don't know, maybe something else. We'll see. It depends on what day and how long I have on that day and various other bits and bobs. But, yeah. I want to thank anyone stopping by who did. I really appreciate anyone who gave me the time of day. And until I stream again, have a good one all.